Yes, I changed the picture. Now it's a different one. You got Butters there for a lot of reasons. We're gonna talk about this episode because I got out of work early, so I was like, all right, let's do this another Cell Park episode again. God damn it! So you know how this is gonna go. This is episode 4 review, and there's a reason why they skip it a week because they had some new idea they came up with, which we're gonna talk about. So reason why they skip a week from airing episode last week was because the whole Russia and whole Ukraine war, blah 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 blah, all that shit. They decided to make fun of it. And that whole thing, I don't give a shit about the war, man. I don't fucking care. They talk about it all the time on the news and everything. Like, I don't care, man. I just don't pay attention to that shit. Even though it still comes right in my face anyways. Every time I go on this fucking the internet anyways. So what's the point? Like I said, I don't like doing these type of reviews anymore because you know how this was the 3rd episode, how bad that one was. That's like the worst episode of this entire season. Besides me not liking the first one about the Pajama Day. Which this one reminds me of Pajama Day. Because it's something else political again. This is another political episode again. So this all starts off with Mr. Garrison telling the same story again about his gay lover, and again it's like the first episode with the Pajama Day. He started telling them about it, which the kids do not care again like the last time. And Wendy Testerberger is like, well, what about Putin's more important to talk about instead of you talk about your gay lover and stuff like that. He was like, well, that shit ain't important, Miss Garrison is saying. And then Mr. Mackey came in and told the kids to go hide in the gymnasium. All you kids go hide right now. Go hide. Putin's gonna blow up the whole United States or some shit like that. Go hide, run, get the bomb shelter. So they hide behind the bleachers, and Mr. Mackey started turning on this 80s music, started doing these weird flipperoo dances and shit. Which I didn't really find that funny. I like Mr. Mackey as a character, but this whole scene's kind of stupid. So there's 2 segments in this episode. One is about Mr. Mackey, and 2 is about Butters. Mr. Mackey his story is about him trying to go against the Russians and stuff like that because he thinks they're going to attack America or something, and he's trying to do stuff, and with his exaggerating crazy shit. While Butters is in a pony competition and pony race or whatever it is, horse pony race or something like that, and his parents want him to win at it, but he can't control his horse because he keeps shitting and getting boners and fucking other horses. Which I did laugh at that the first time. Well, twice. The first time I laughed because, it shat everywhere and got a boner, and the second time he ran over to fuck another horse. Those 2 were funny, and then it started getting old after a while. Because they did it again and again and again and again. And it started not being funny anymore. Yeah. Then Butters came in there. Yeah. Like I said, the whole episode's about Mr. Mackey and Butters' story. It's only about their 2 stories. That's it. There's no Cartman. There's no Stan. There's no Kyle. There's no Kenny. There's no Randy Marsh. None of those characters. It's only about those 2. And it's whole political bullshit episode about Putin, and he's dancing in one part of the episode, doing stupid dances shirtless, and I'm supposed to laugh at that. No, it's stupid. It's like this piece of shit Fairview episode on my goddamn TV with their cringy fucking jokes. Yeah, that shit just came on. God, I don't understand what's wrong with Comedy Central. Do they think that show's gonna last long on TV? What the fuck they got running there? These weird chicks with purple hair and red hair and shit. Like, who they got working there? Fairy Tales? What was those other characters? Furries. They got fucking furries working at Comedy Central now instead of real people. So, like I said, this episode is mostly focused on Butter's story and Mr. Mackey's story. That's it. Well, like I said, Butters has a hard time controlling his horse because he keeps shitting everywhere, getting boners, and you gotta figure out how to control his horse so he can win the race against this Russian kid. There's parts where Butter's dad holds up a fucking Putin sign up with a X mark on it, or what the hell it is. And the parents are getting mad at them and saying, "Hey, you can't do that because that's just a kid." Blah blah blah, all that political crap. The next scene, Butters goes to Mr. Mackey's counseling office to talk to him about the whole race. But once he mentions, Russia, because before, he doesn't really care what Butters is saying to him about the pony race. He's on a computer spying on PC Principal, see what he's up to. See, it's a Russian spy or something. Because he came into the office telling Mr. Mackey to stop scaring the kids, and Mr. Mackey got mad about it and think he's a spy or something. So once Butters said Russia, Mr. Mackey turns his head like, "What do you say again? Tell me everything what's going on about the race." Like, this episode is very predictable also, because I knew what was going to happen. I already knew what was going to happen. Like, I knew once Butters mentions Russia, Mr. Mackey was going to turn his head and start listening to him 100% because he hates fucking Russia and stuff like that, and he want to go against him. And he was like, "All right, Butters, tell me everything what's going on." This episode's very predictable. Then, like I said, next scene, Butters' dad is pointing the gun at Mr. Mackey. Mr. Mackey shows up there. I think he was looking at some horses. Look at the horses for the Russian race or something like that. And he talk about Russia, blah blah blah. Next scene, fucking Mr. Mackey show up at his mom's house. Want to see where his old room is at, and he goes in there, turns 80s music on, and he goes on a fucking computer doing his hacking stuff, and he's hacking into the army's defense system or some shit like that, and the general goes crazy about it while he's putting shit on there, typing all this stuff up there about Russia trying to nuke them, blah 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 blah. Then later on, he yells at his mom, say, "Leave me alone, man, me. Generic as fuck. And his mom's like, tell him this and that, and that he's worried because Mr. Mackey's he's worried about Mr. Mackey's gonna get old and stuff like that. And he turns around. They had this heartwarming scene or something like that, which I thought, who cares? Then of course, Butters wins the race, and that's it. Another unfunny episode once again. This shit wasn't funny at all. The only thing that was funny is when Butters had a hard time controlling his pony while, it was shitting everywhere and getting boners. That shit was only funny twice, because the first time it got a boner and it started shitting everywhere. The second time he started fucking a horse. That shit was funny as fuck. Or fucking a pony. Those two things were funny as fuck. After that, it got old. They started doing the same shit over and over again. That's the only funny thing about the episode. That's it. Everything else, I didn't find funny at all. I didn't find the whole thing of Mr. Mackey funny with him trying to stop Russia or something like that. I found that to be fucking stupid as hell. I think because they're making fun of people, how they act like in real life and stuff like that, I guess. Because that's how South Park does, make fun of anything in real life now. Because, back then, they actually was, original and not always make fun of political shit every fucking time now, like they do now. Because, the creators don't really give a shit anymore about making an episode. So, yeah. So, that's the reason why they skipped a week from last week, because the whole, Russian war thing. They want to make fun of the Russian war. That's the reason why they skipped last week. They're like, all right, we got to tell Comedy Central we need more time to make this brand new episode of South Park. Let's scratch this idea and come up with something different for the new episode of South Park. We got to tell them right now. And this is what they came out with. Like I said, I only got like a few chuckles out of this episode. Just like the very first episode of this season. Got a few chuckles out of me. Because remember the first episode was about Pajama Day, and only like a few things made me laugh. Same thing with this one. A few chuckles. Ha 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 ha. Other stuff not funny. I just sat there like with just a regular face. No laugh on me. Yep, it's just another one of those stupid episodes. It's not funny, but a lot of people are gonna be like, "It was a funny episode, dude. What are you talking about?" I don't see what you see, man. I just grew up with the old South Park, like I used to watch when I was a kid, when it actually was, original and not lazy writing stuff. I mean, it makes sense because this is the 25th season of South Park, so it makes sense why they're lazy now, because they're doing this shit for over 25 fucking years. They're writing South Park, so it makes sense why they just don't give a shit anymore. But like I said, this whole episode's about Mr. Mackey and Butters. This is a Mr. Mackey and Butters episode. This is not every single character like he always been. It's always been about the four boys. Well, the beginning of the show is always about the four boys, and then it changed, and it's about the other characters. I mean, I love Butters. I love his stories and stuff like that. But this episode wasn't really there for Butters, to be fair. Mr. Mackey, I really like Mr. Mackey as a character also, but this is not there also. This is really not funny. Like I said, he only got like a few laughs out of me, a few chuckles. Like I said, the only scene that made me laugh was the pony scene, where Butters can't control the pony, he keeps shitting everywhere and getting boners and fucking another pony. That's the only thing that made me laugh. That's it. Everything else, I just sat there and in boredom. Like, I don't care about this whole political crap. I don't care. Like, they didn't go back to their old roots, they didn't go back to their old shit. Like, actually make something that actually is, original again. But then again, I think Comedy Central, like, forces them to do political stuff. Alright, you guys gotta do this, man. You gotta do this. You gotta do it right now. You gotta do this shit. Alright? Political shit, it's funny now. You gotta do this shit, alright? And then the Comedy Central executives walk away, and, Trey Parker, Matt Stone. Trey Parker's like, all right, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it, fuck it. Like, they just do it. They don't really fucking care. That's basically what it is. They don't fucking care. I wouldn't care either. I make a lot of fucking money just writing this bullshit. Just fucking. Why do they keep going on and on with this show? It's just like with Simpsons. Like, it's old now. It's not funny like it used to be anymore.
The thing is, this fucking show, this modern South Park, is not for us, hardcore South Park fans. This shit is not for us. It's not for us old school South Park fans. This is for the new generation. The new generation that likes shitty political jokes and shitty liberal crap. This garbage is not for us. You're making it for them now, not for us, for those Gen Z fucking nerds. I mean, I know I'm a Gen Z person, but I'm an eldest Gen Z. I still don't act like a fucking Gen Z kid. I act way older than a Gen Z kid. Everybody knows that already. Because I hate Gen Z crap. I hate anything that's Gen Z. But yeah. I've been watching South Park since I was a kid, since like the 2000s and shit. And I'm an old school South Park fan. And this shit is not for me or any other hardcore South Park fans. The old school fans. This new shit that comes out, it sucks. It's not funny. Like I said, the only episode I actually like in this season 25 was episode 2. I said it was pretty decent, so I didn't mind that episode. But this other shit, like the Putin episode, this episode of Putin, it was rushed, half-assed, and they didn't care about even writing this because, like I said, the Comedy Central executives forced this shit onto them and made them write this garbage. That's the thing. What happened with that? They didn't even want to do it. They was forced into doing this probably. They was forced into doing this Russian episode. That's why the episode was so lazy because they were forced into doing this episode. But like I said, this shit is too watered down. It's not fucking, gross out humor anymore. It's not weird shit anymore. These episodes lost this touch. This is not South Park to me. This is not even South Park. This is fucking PC Park. Because this doesn't do anything to do with South Park. South Park used to have gross out humor, weird shit, fucked up bullshit. Used to have a lot of crazy shit going on in South Park. Nothing happens in South Park anymore. It's all fucking corny shit now. People still laugh at it though. Like, South Park's still funny. I don't see it as that funny anymore. It's like right now I don't like 1 out of 4 episodes of South Park. I mean, in this season 25, I don't like 1 out of 4 of them, and that's episode 2. Why is the show so gone? I don't get that. It's not funny anymore. And they just don't care about writing anymore because, Comedy Central wants to keep redoing it over and over again, but I don't understand why they keep redoing it. Oh yeah, that's right, because that's their power source. Just like with SpongeBob on Nickelodeon, that's their power source. So once they get rid of their power source, that's it. Nobody's gonna watch their channels anymore. Once they cut the cord, that's it. Until they find the brand new cartoon show on those channels, then they get rid of that power source. That's what will happen. Once they get a brand new cartoon that people fall in love with, they'll get rid of South Park and they'll get rid of SpongeBob. They'll get rid of Family Guy. But I don't know about Simpsons. Simpsons gonna fucking stay. Yeah, that ain't going no fucking nowhere. Which I don't understand. That shit was ran out of ideas. We've ran out of ideas since 2005. South Park stopped being funny like 2015, 2016, somewhere around 2015 to 2017. That's when it stopped being funny. Maybe earlier. But this is not South Park. This is PC Park. That's why you got PC Principal in there. That's another reason for it. I'm just not a fan of PC Principal. That one episode he was introduced. That's the only thing that was funny. That's it. He was introduced to the show. That's the only time he was funny. The rest of it, I don't know why they even kept him there. But I respect your guys' opinion if you like this episode, though.